We got a first ever look at a merchant in Assassin's Creed Valhalla, Hidden Blade combat in a way, and just way more news from a recent interview and way more. So in this video I want to give you a proper news roundup. A like would of course really help the channel out, and let's go. You can win Assassin's Creed Valhalla in the September giveaway that I got going on here on the channel for a 2020 game of your choice. Click the link in the pinned comment for a chance to win, and be sure you are a subscriber of the channel before you enter, and good luck. It's pretty crazy that we are less than 2 months away from the release. That of course now is on November 10th, thanks to the release date of the Xbox Series X and the S. And there was, by the way, a leaked media presentation that showed a small bit of extra Valhalla footage running on the Series S. I'm overall, by the way, curious where you will be playing the game on. Let me know in the comments down below. And in the comments of the recent video, I saw many of you ask about cross-save between the current gen and the next gen systems, and Valhalla on Xbox will support this, so you could start playing on Xbox One and then switch to the Series X and S and continue with your save. We are still not sure if this will be the case on PlayStation 5, but I think that after that big PlayStation show we will likely learn more. It would be weird if PS4 saves don't work on the PS5, you would think, right? I will keep you up to date here when we know more. YouTuber Fishy in its video about the new release date showed some first ever shopkeeper footage. Thanks to Access the Animus for reporting that, and I will leave a link to their video in the video description. There was a shopkeeper icon on the map in Northwick during my play session, but I could not really find her. Well, Fishy got more luck, and I will also leave a link to his channel in the video description. And there are many interesting things about this. First of all, it already looks better than in Odyssey, where we got this like black filter over the screen and could then just interact with the menu. Here the camera is nicely placed, so we got a better look at the merchant and can easily navigate the menu on the left. Silver, our currency, is right here. And now I hate the fact that I did not come across this vendor even more, because we could buy a dagger here for the Raven playstyle, so the assassins. Something you can of course see thanks to the color of the weapon icon. And there was no other dagger obtainable in this demo, so it would have been fun to buy it here and toy around with it, although I'm sure we will see the weapon in the next demo. Overall, it's a pretty big deal that you can buy a weapon at what looks like a random store, because as you might know, the weapons in Valhalla are unique and can be used from the beginning till the end of the game, like there are no rarities whatsoever. So buying a weapon from a store is actually a great get. Like, I will be doing that because I want to collect all the weapons in the game. You can also buy crafting materials here to upgrade your weapons and armor in the inventory, for example. And there were many tattoos that you could buy here as well for your arm, for example. So you have to grab the item and then bring it back to your settlement to apply it on your character. And we already saw tattoos with that Eivor statue that you can buy, but it's good to know that there will be many tattoos just earnable in the game by paying in-game currency or doing some special secrets in the world. You can also buy arrows here for the regular hunter's bow, the light bow and the predator bow, just like rations, so health potions that you can actually also find in the world by picking up berries, killing animals, or fishing. I just really want to see these settlement vendors as well. I'm sure that the next play session will include this huge feature that just so far we haven't really seen a lot of. And the same can be said for the Vain Death ability. While we know it is in the game, well, now we got the ones who came before, who recently had an interview with Eric from Ubisoft Montreal, the game director, where they talked about this ability, because yes, it's an active ability and not a skill that triggers after a certain point. So really have to find it in the world and then select it from our ability wheel. It will make Eivor fall on the ground and fake death. You can use it anywhere in the middle of the fight, in the street, even alone in the wilderness if you want. So we can use it when we're almost dead to escape a fight, or to then maybe surprise enemies by assassinating them. Although it should not work more than once against the same enemy. And I really love the sound of this. It's really something that we haven't seen in like Origins or Odyssey, while some of the abilities in this game are kind of comparable to what we saw previously. The interview also talks about Hidden Blade combat, and while we cannot have the Hidden Blade in our hand as a weapon, it turns out that if you do a charged heavy attack while unarmed, you will actually use the hidden blade. Leo K on Twitter shared a video from a popular YouTuber whose name I will not butcher, but he showed unarmed combat with using the left hand charge attack for a hidden blade, and it looks pretty cool and is also pretty strong. I tried unarmed combat as well that I haven't shown before, and by doing the right trigger you actually perform this knee kick that can break shields, and then you can continue with your fist that doesn't do a lot of damage compared to regular weapons, but it's still nice that it's possible, of course. Like, overall, this should mean that you can have like a regular weapon in your right hand and then the hidden blade charge attack in your left hand. I just overall cannot wait to try out the different combinations with the system. It should be really awesome. And we actually got some small new footage of Eivor with the dual shield combo with a large shield in the right hand, charging towards the enemies. I'm just really curious to see how strong the dual shield setup will be in the final game. And maybe you saw that Games Radar future game show Valhalla video with Darby, the narrative director. I will link to it in the video description as well. It was still focused on the East Anglia region, and overall, like, everything we are talking about or like basing our information on is this small area in the game. Like, this is going to be huge. We have seen nothing yet, but I'm sure we will get a new look at the game very soon. For now, we got Thor the Fishmonger here, who was part of Ragnar's army, but now after his death he lost purpose. So he wants to die an honorable death in battle, so yeah, we have to fight him and defeat him. Turns out, as Darby notes in that future game show video, that there will actually be 5 more of these warriors in England and also in Norway that will all have a different story that you will likely hear before you start the fight. And then we have to all defeat them, so these warriors can go to Valhalla. And I'm sure they will all have different weapon combinations, like here we see 2 spears that Thor is using. I'm sure maybe one will have 2 heavy bladed weapons. Like, these encounters are really tough, but they also reward you with 4 skill points, while other bosses rewarded you too. So the Daughters of Lerion, with like the mythical fight where you get drugged, will be exclusive to East Anglia from the sounds of it, while these warriors will be here throughout the whole game. We also got an ESRB rating that highlights some sexual content. There's a mission taking place in a brothel, topless women straddling men, and a character agreeing to lay with a man. We of course know that same-sex romance, just the romance that you want will be available in the game. I engaged in some romancing with female Eivor in the demo, but that was really just a one-off thing. Like, there should be way bigger relationships taking place in the settlement that I'm really curious about. I, by the way, discussed the new Valhalla release date more in depth and also went on a kind of mini rant about Immortals Phoenix Rising in the latest episodes of the weekly Assassin's Creed Valhalla podcast. You can search Assassin Cast on your favorite podcast service to check it out, or I will leave a link to it in the pinned comment. Subscribe, of course, for way more Valhalla content if you haven't already. I got way more videos coming your way. A like on the video would really help the channel out. And don't check out my previous Valhalla video if you haven't already, talking about some other new footage that they shared via social media. For now though, I will speak to you next time, and goodbye.